Hi, I'm McCauley from Pray It Off in Syracuse, New York. You know, tonight we're going to talk about developing good habits. You know, it's one thing to talk about our bad habits. You know, for the past 5 years, I've really tried to work on bad habits. I still have some. I still have some huge bad habits. But what I say to Bob is, I can only fight so many battles. You can't get up on January 1st or January 2nd and say, I'm going to lose weight, exercise, read the Bible, be a nice person, never lose my temper, never fight with my husband, on and on and on, because it's not realistic. What we have to do is pick those habits that are detrimental to our health, our happiness, our well-being. We're going to talk about this article here, which I love, by Chuck Galazzi, Developing Good Habits. He starts out with a biblical verse from Proverbs 26. As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Oh my gosh, how many times have we lost weight, gained it back, got out the cat of nine tails, whipped ourselves, or started a weight loss plan on January 3rd, and by Wednesday say, to heck with it, I'm eating anything I want. What will it take for us to not return to our bad habits, or as King Solomon calls it, our vomit? What it will take is the grace of God, the help of this group, and some knowledge that we try to get each week. One of the things coming here is a habit. There are people who joined me on January 3rd, 2008. We're still here. The 1 week between Christmas and New Year's that we didn't have a meeting, on Thursday night I felt like, well, I'm supposed to be Pray It Off. It's a habit. I told you, some people just showed up. That we had no meeting, but they're like, I have a habit, I'm going to Pray It Off. We need to see the bad habits that weigh us down, some literally, hold us back and prevent us from reaching our potential. And it's more than potential that's at stake, it's our happiness. I was so unhappy in the 300s that I thought I was clinically depressed. I thought I had depression. What I had was morbid obesity, because now life is still tough, life is got challenges, but I'm not depressed. Every January, when the kids would leave after Christmas, when that Christmas tree was on the curb, I was a bucket of tears. Christmas is over. I'm fat. It's January 1. My life sucks. This year, I didn't say that. The tree was on the curb. I said to Bob, that's the best tree we ever had. Let's get the same one next year. Boom. I'm too busy to be depressed. You have to find a raison d'etre. And if that raison d'etre is you and your health and making yourself healthy, what better way to keep happy, to try to just, and I love this formula. The formula for happiness is simple. Be good, do good, and you will feel good. Being good isn't just not having the hot fudge sundae. Being good is helping other people, making doing good more important than what we eat every day. I said to God, if I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. And he said, if you help other people, I will help you, Ellen. It's as if he talked to me. I mean, I didn't hear his voice. It wasn't a visitation, but it was in my heart so much that it was like, I was shook up. I was like, what? Help other people? What can I do? I mean, imagine those first 25 people with a 300, at that time I weighed 338. I lost some weight on my own. Imagine these 25 people looking to someone leading a weight loss group who weighed 338. Talk about faith. Talk about faith. And we did it together. And then it talks about this kid, Tom, and I love this story. Read it at home. He was in college, got mixed up with the wrong crowd, started drinking, not studying, then he got depressed, and then he went on a shopping spree and got in debt and met a girl, got her pregnant. All talk about bad habits, one right after another. And then he says, the guilt, shame, anxiety, and fear that Tom feels are dark clouds that have blotted out his happiness. He's in actual pain, and he tries to numb the pain by seeking pleasure. And where do we try to seek our pleasure for our pain? Well, we could be crack addicts, but that's really expensive. We could go to the casino, but that too is expensive. We could be drunk every day, but it's hard to keep a job. So what do we do? What is our medicine? Give me the candy, give me the cake, help me not feel this pain and this anxiety. This is what we're trying to work on. And then he talks about a habit. Any act, often repeated, soon forms a habit. And if we allow that habit to stay in our lives, it gains strength. And this is good too. At first it might be like a little spider's web, easily broken. But if we don't resist that habit, it binds us with chains of steel. If you grow up from a little kid and you have macaroni and cheese and pasta and bread and ice cream and cookies and cakes, and that is what your family does, and you're an obese adult, those are habits that are so ingrained that it takes a lot of work to change. And you know, some of us stumble into our bad habits, but we don't always stumble into obesity or being very overweight. We don't wake up one day and go, how the heck did that happen? I weigh 300? Whoa! You know, it kind of happens over time, but we fool ourselves. We go from our size 14 pants to the 18s in the back of the closet, and then we're in Bonton going, oh, those 20s look awful cheap, maybe I'll get those. We don't realize it, you know, we just go along with it. We try to fool ourselves. We need to make a conscious effort and plan. And I just think this is such a powerful article. The sum total of our habits solidify into our character. They can be our best friends or our worst bosses. And you might be saying, but I'm a good person, Ellen. I try so hard. I work so hard. I'm not saying you don't. We all do. But what we do is we're so busy trying so hard and working so hard and being all things for all people that we don't take time for ourselves. Time to eat healthy, move a little more. I'm making copies today, and I had a buttload of this whole big thing, and I leaned against the wall, and nobody's in there, and I start doing wall push-ups, and when I got to 40, I'm like, this really hurts. These are really doing, and this guy goes by, you go, girl. We grab our chances where we can. Okay. We need, I love this, your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. Imagine your net habits. All right, so you have a guy, and he's a wonderful provider. He's super nice dad and father, but he stole $1 million from the bank. You know, you're doing that chart, you know. And I'm not saying that being overweight is the worst thing you can do, but if it affects the rest of your life negatively, then it is. Then it talked about good habits being as difficult to break as bad ones. So he says, if I were to pay you $50, would you stop brushing your teeth for 1 month? 1 month. All right, now he didn't say this, but I will. I'll say this. If I were to give you $1 million, would you stop brushing your teeth for 1 month? I would. Anybody else? For $1 million? Be honest. $1 million, no teeth brushing for a month. Be honest. So my point is this. Here's my point. What it, no, I don't know. When chew gum, Judy wants to know. Yeah. Here's my point. What is the payoff? Everything has a payoff. The payoff for not brushing your teeth for a month, $50, that's not a good payoff. $1 million, maybe. What is our payoff for not following the weight loss guidelines we're talking about here? Eating the chips, oh, it feels so good, I'm at a party, yucca, yucca, no. Feels so good the next morning, whip, whip, whip. How many times are we going to do this? The definition of insanity is what? Repeating the same thing over and over again. So think about that. We need to have good habits. We need to teach ourselves how to do that. I'm stopping right there. Bobby.